DWNProductions.net, masks, bust, props, custom work. If you need something, hit me up at DWNProductions.net.
FastCustomShirts.com. All kinds of shirts for your perusal and purchase, and hit me up if you need custom work. FastCustomShirts.com.
Shit, Joe, I'm gonna let you talk for a while.
Uh, Fuck, I don't know about what, you know.
The hit motion picture, The Long Riders,
All right, so
and its famed director.
we are on our second film of Walter Hill, and this is The Long Riders from 1980. You know, a new decade started. And what do you do with a new decade? You go into an old genre, the Western. There'd not been a hit Western for a long time. And old Stacy and James Keach, you know, they were pretty hot at the time. They said, hey, we want to make a Western, but we both want to be in it. We want to be brothers. We want to play the Jameses. You know, they approached Walter Hill and he said, yeah, let's do that. Let's get more brothers to play the real life brothers. Uh, I don't know that the Youngers were part of the Jesse James gang. I don't know too much about the history of all these outlaws, but you got the Carradines playing the Youngers. You got old Dave Carradine. You know, you got what's his name? What's the other Robert Carradine, the guy from Revenge of the Nerds and shit. Keith Carradine, who is probably the most underrated of the Carradines. You also got the Quaids, Randy and what's the other one? Orton Quaid, Dennis Quaid.
Billy Quaid.
Yeah, and then you got Christopher and Nicholas Guest, who were not big stars. I guess they just came from money. And let's get the Guest brothers. I mean, they would go on and direct some cool shit later on, some funny shit, but no, this is a Western, and it's set in Reconstruction era. Civil War had just ended. And it takes place in Missouri, Tom. And with Reconstruction, the government was like, hey, you got to do this. You got to do this, you know. And it's like, hey, we're taking away your farm because you were part of the South Army. You know, you fought for the South. Fuck you. We're taking this. So a lot of people were upset at the time. It was not a good time, but also fuck the South. And, you know, the Jameses and the Youngers and all them, they decided, you know what, we'll just rob shit for a living. You know, we'll rob banks, we'll rob trains, we'll rob stagecoaches, whatever comes our way, we're going to rob it. We're going to take that money and just try to live a good, nice, normal life. You know, have a farm, you know, in between robberies, maybe get married, you know, raise the family, this and that. But you can only rob so long, you know, before they send somebody after you. And what they did with the big outlaws at the time was they would send the Pinkertons after you. And the Pinkertons, you know, they weren't even cops. They were just fucking hired thugs, really. You know, it's like, hey, cops can't get this guy. Why don't you go in there and fucking kill him? You know, or not kill them, arrest them. Maybe they'll die on the way or whatever. And so, yeah, they send the Pinkertons after them. So it's the Long Riders versus the Pinkertons for a while, and then, you know, more bank robberies, and then shit just doesn't go right. You know, the banks wise up and they get, you know, better safes and shit. They have people ready to shoot them up if they come down or whatever.
Yeah, not just the banks, but the whole town's
Oh
in on it.
yeah, yeah. I dig this movie. I think the performances are good. You know, everybody has one moment where they shine. You know, there's times where fucking James Keach, who I'm not a big fan of, where he gets like fucking mean, you know, and he's just got this look like, hey, this motherfucker means business. And Stacy Keach, he's like the more reasonable one, and you can, you know, like he's trying to calm shit down. Randy Quaid is really good in this. Dennis Quaid, he's playing a bit of a pussy and a dumbass, and he's good. Keith Carradine, but David Carradine is great as Cole Younger, and he's got this relationship with Belle Starr, and she's a whore. He tells her that throughout the movie, that she's a whore. And you got James Remar playing shit. What was that guy's real life name? Sam Starr. You know, an Injun at the time, and they have a knife fight, which is kind of ridiculous because they're holding like a scarf in their mouth while they knife fight. But shit, I think this movie's good. I think the characterization's great. There's a lot of action. I don't know about making horses jump through windows. That's kind of shitty, but it looked pretty cool, you know?
And that one horse had to have gotten fucked up.
Yeah, even
Like it flips over on its fucking neck and shit.
yeah, there's stunts where like, hey, it's not enough that you're gonna fall off the horse. You know, we're gonna have you tied up in the reins, and it's gonna drag you for a while too. Stuntman's, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Uh, crazy shit, but yeah, I like it. I know you have a different opinion.
Yeah, I don't like westerns. I don't give a fuck at all. Like all the old timey shit just puts me off. The whole time I was thinking, they sure do have nice white teeth. Everybody in this movie has, the brightest, whitest teeth I've ever fucking seen.
Well, there was less sugar at the time, Tom. They weren't drinking soda all the time. You know, they didn't fucking pop open a Fago every 5 minutes. You know, they didn't reach for a goddamn O. Henry bar or whatever. You know, teeth.
Yeah, but somebody on set could have reached for a couple coffee grounds, said, "Hey, swish this in your mouth for a little bit." Just so it'd look a little fucked up. They had the money. They could have done that. Yeah, if you like westerns, I'm sure it was fine. The squib effects were cool. Like there were a couple cool squibs. The guy with the big shard of glass sticking out of him, that was pretty cool. But other than that, I didn't give a fuck. Their fruity little knife fight with their fucking scarf bite and shit. It was just like, all right, stabbed him in the fucking leg. Sweet. Uh, yeah, I usually like Randy Quaid in this. I mean, he was fine, but nothing really. Oh yeah, good for him. Star Whackers or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I was just waiting for it to be over. This was definitely one where I hit the up arrow a few times to see how much time was left.
So yeah, so Tom and I give this the highest recommendation. It is one of my favorite Walter Hill movies, and it's my favorite. Well, definitely at the top of my list. If you go back and listen to our list of favorite westerns in episode 163, you'll see this one was either at 1 or 2. Yeah, I dig it. You will too, and I think I'll pick some western movies next time I make my choice, depending on what Tom does. Once we're done with Walter Hill, then I might just fucking as a fuck you, because I know he's gonna fuck me over next time.